We have come to Saudi Arabia for a big reason, and unlike the last time, we're about to stay here for a long time. This is 2023 Crown Jewel and it smells big deal matches. Surprisingly enough, we even have a match in the kickoff. Saudi Arabia's favorite son, Sami Zayn, looks to put JD McDonald in his deserved place by kicking his ass. JD McDonald's is on a Judgment Day trial. He's not there yet. So if he loses, this will be a huge step backward. Much to the delight of the fans, Zayn was showing off his abilities, stunning McDonough. But very game JD came prepared and tricky to get some momentum. But still riding high on the support of Saudi Arabia WWE Universe, Sami Zayn turned the match around to hit several vintage moves including Helluva Kick, and to finish his rally with Blue Thunder Bomb as a surprise to pick up the win. Sami needed this momentum drastically and he finally got taste of it. When it comes to McDonough, his future remains unclear, or should I say was unclear, because at this moment, he is already in the Judgment Day. Officially, he did it. As for kickoff, we are done. Get to start Crown Jewel. Let's grab it. And show harshly began the main event level match for Seth freaking Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship, which Drew McIntyre wants to snatch from him. These two are not just rivals, they are permanent main event long-time rivals. And every time they face each other, it's pure wrestling classic at its finest. Nobody is superior to the other, ever. This rivalry is timeless. As I saw this situation, Rollins already has had good championship run and I wasn't against him losing. And he's hanging very high on a positive stroke, but for McIntyre it's put up or shut up. He loses, he's out and right back into depression. No one to blame but himself. And also, he doesn't have title and hasn't had it for a very long time. That's must win. What adds interest to this match is that Seth can engage in the power game with Scottish Warrior and Drew can fly if he wants to. So their chemistry is not one-sided. They can do anything together. Rarely there are opponents that are as evenly matched as Rollins and McIntyre. 18 minutes of pure chess reversal game. I like side slam to the apron that Drew delivered as a result of frustration. He wants the title so bad. McIntyre even sank into trash talking, but Seth Rollins rose up in anger as well. The ending couple of minutes felt hard-hitting. McIntyre's Claymore attempt failed with super kick counter and a stomp, and Scottish Terminator kicked out after it. Not enough. It wasn't long until Seth went high risk and paid for it with jaw-shattering Claymore, which also did not bring the victory for McIntyre. Whoever hits big move next takes the title home. Drew did nothing before trying another Claymore and Seth met him super kick again. Avoided another Claymore and got McIntyre where he wanted him, pedigree and second stomp to retain and put Drew away back into depression. Yes, Rollins is my favorite wrestler, but I really wanted McIntyre to carry his momentum to the title here, and he lost clean again and again. It looks like he is slowing down and can't keep up at the very top already. So at this point he must turn heel, enlist some allies and maybe cheat if you will if he wants another world title. Time to put your pride aside, Drew. Also, I expected Judgment Day involvement into the matches. They were building this up for weeks, but nobody showed up during the battle. But one guy, Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, did show up, trying to pick the bones by cashing in. And I really believed it will happen. But unexpected visitor, Sami Zayn launched Priest into ring post, stole briefcase and ran away through the crowd. Seth Rollins and I were happier than ever. Priest thinks too much of himself and he deserved it. Well done, Sami. Meanwhile, Seth barely holds on to the championship. Rating of the match is 4-25. At backstage, Rhea Ripley hit Drew the reality check. And speaking of Rhea Ripley, she defends her world title next in a deadly fatal 5-way match against 4 other strong challengers, that being Nia Jax, Raquel, Shayna, and Zoe Stark. Remember what I was saying about lack of women's competition on Raw? Well, this changed drastically in the positive direction. Right now this is pure fire and chaos. This is what I wanted. Well done, WWE. Finally. Smart Nia Jax left the ring and let those women damage each other, but still it wasn't long until she took action and started demolishing body after body. Of course, a long time coming was Jax coming face to face with Ripley, and those two slugged it out where Rhea failed to overpower her. And Nia was a little more dominant. It took everybody to take her down. Also, look at this powerbomb, crashing down with impact. Later it became about who's superior as those women were taking each other down one by one. All four challengers are capable and believable of winning this championship and legitimately carrying it. Zoe Stark caught Ripley in the ring dead to rights and hit Z360 all for Nia Jax to stop the pin with disrespect. Raquel showcased awesome feats of strength, holding Nia Jax in the air and hitting Tahana Bomb all for Ripley to interrupt. Rhea got locked in Kirifuda clutch, but she got out the way of Raquel's big boot which hit Shayna, and Rhea got them both with headbutt and riptide for it to be interrupted by Stark. As Rodriguez wanted to quickly pick up the scraps by pinning Shayna, champion Ripley saw it all and stopped the reckless pinfall with riptide on Stark. And then the one on the bottom who got most damage, Shayna Baszler, got pinned by intelligent champion Ripley for title retention. Still champion Rhea Ripley, with smug look on her face, stands tall in the center of the ring for everybody to see who the best in the division is. She wasn't the biggest, she wasn't the strongest, but she was the smartest, and it allowed her to overcome this deadly 5-way challenge. Her collision with Nia Jax is imminent. But a little later, I think. We have to wait for it. That will be better. Rating of the chaotic 5-way is 3/75. Fat bloodline mercenary Solo Sikoa comes down the aisle alone and determined to retire the greatest of all time. Laser focused, hoarse-voiced John Cena, who's in a must-win situation. He promised to defend. Right after the bell, John Cena went on a rampage trying to neutralize Sikoa's arms by ringing and twisting them, understanding how dangerous his opponent is. It really was so unexpected to see John dominating Sikoa in the start and not vice versa. But still, with heavy artillery, Solo Sikoa was stopping Cena many times by throwing him away lefts and rights. So now everything is in its place and Cena is slowly suffering in his style. As soon as I thought something has changed and Cena will be very active and not lying down for the entire match, he's right back to sleep just like he loves it. Vintage Cena. Yes, there were some explosive attempts from John and they worked for a couple of seconds, but Sikoa had no problem stopping his momentum time after time. Cena didn't forget about his damaged arms and continued to work on them, and it gave him much momentum when we were approaching the final moments. Getting hit by Solo's old finisher spinning Solo got John Cena kicking out. Superhero blocked Samoan spike and locked in effective STF for Solo only to be saved by the rope. It was followed by a dropkick, and that dropkick was fatal because it gave Sikoa the positional advantage to hit stupid Samoan spike. And that right there was the beginning of the end. Sikoa couldn't immediately pin him because of his previously damaged arms, but it only got worse from there with second, third, fourth Samoan spikes, and there were absolutely no signs of life from Cena. The match could easily be stopped without a pin, but Sikoa did only worse, with 7 more Samoan spikes to the throat, deleting John Cena's voice and finally pinning him with no mercy. Absolutely disgusting. 11 spikes. Just when he already lost so many singles matches for the last 5 years with no singles wins whatsoever. And being so serious about winning here, he loses so miserably like he's about to retire. What a shame. Of course he received a massive ovation with a ton of respect, looking like he's retired after that match, but legend like this cannot finish his career so terribly. They made it look like he's done, but when the moment is right, he will come back to end his losing streak. Trust me. Rating of the match is 3/25. Forget about it. Move forward with Miz TV with previously shockingly turned babyface The Miz, who's passionate and respectful to the fans now. He introduces local actor and comedian Ibrahim Al-Hajj to have a talk only to get interrupted by The Miz's wannabe. Heel Grayson Waller has the audacity to cancel Miz TV and replace it with the Grayson Waller effect. They dragged those beautiful trees in here, so it is official. You did it, Grayson. Those two, Miz and Waller, engaged into war of words only for Habibi to side himself with face Miz. Then Waller took it as extreme disrespect and told this guy to leave his ring, but Habibi stood up for himself only to get mercifully attacked by Grayson Waller. But then Waller paid for it with big boot and skull-crushing finale from The Miz, and the new Saudi Arabian Rock even hit his own people's elbow to send heel Waller packing. Thank you. No doubt segment was done to strengthen Miz's status as a babyface. But enough, let's get down to business. Controversial Logan Paul plays Need for Speed and storms through the desert right into the arena with a purpose to steal Rey Mysterio's United States title. Logan Paul is taken lightly and with no respect, but he couldn't care any less than he already does. But when this guy sucker punched Rey from behind like a high school bully for no reason, I went nuts. And was so happy when Rey got his payback at press conference, knocking this son of a bitch out with a microphone. But still, no surprise about it. He admitted himself he likes being bad guy. That's who he is. A controversial machine. What I was surprised about is that Paul went toe-to-toe with freaking Rey Mysterio in high-flying game. Yeah, he's not a heavy guy, but he is quite tall to be this athletic. Incredible. Logan didn't forget about disrespect and was showing it passion. I was like on a jet because these two were always going and going non-stop like cardio machines and also never stopping performing new things. The match reminds me so much about Logan's bout against Ricochet. Mysterio pulled out a sunset bomb from the apron and looked so nice, show it twice. Later, Paul's entourage guy handed him brass knuckles only to get them lost and try it again, but Escobar jumped from the crowd and went after this goofball. But he had intentionally left those brass knuckles on the ring for Logan Paul to take them, get 619'd, and then knock Rey out with the gold and pick up the win along with the United States Championship, his first title in WWE. Clearly part-time guy picked up the Workhorse Championship. I thought that he was going to show up often, but no. He's Reigns 2.0 because after Crown Jewel he didn't show up for the entire month, as I can say already. When it comes to Santos Escobar, maybe he did it intentionally, but he turned Savage heel next SmackDown, so maybe he did it on intention. From being United States Champion back to hard times for Rey. But Logan Paul is very talented and he contributes himself to WWE, so he deserves this secondary championship. After all, he can put over somebody later on a big stage. Rating of this high-flying match is 3.5. DST Bianca Belair is the woman on a mission going after Io Sky's Women's Championship and Damage Control after all. She's back for revenge after what those vultures did to her. She kicked Bayley's ass on SmackDown, now she is ready to storm over Io to finish the job. It was a long yet unattractive match. It just always looked like they were improvising, seeing each other for the first time. I thought Bayley was taken out for good on SmackDown, but nope. She's here like always. Thank you, but no thank you. Whenever Bianca had a chance, all Bayley had to do was to get onto the apron to distract stupid referee, and it worked. Sky took out Bayley by accident, and just when Belair wanted to add to it, someone made her return to save Bayley and attack Bianca Belair behind the referee's back. And by the way, that someone is Kairi Sane after 3.5 years of all time. While Belair still barely made it back to the ring, she immediately got hit by moonsault and Io Sky won the match after all those interferences. This whole Io Sky's title reign is confusing because while it's not great at all, there is still no reason right opponent for her to lose it already, and it's not the right time for it yet. Even more, their Damage Control group only became much stronger because not only Kairi Sane joined them, but Asuka turned heel and did it as well on SmackDown later. So who and when will beat her, that's completely unpredictable now. Of the match is 3.5 stars. Go next! And where Damian Priest wants to spoil and put stop to Cody Rhodes' redemption story, but Cody is too prideful to let it pass and looks to punish Judgment Day's Punisher once and for all. Priest knows that time is money, so he attacked Cody before the bell and the match began quickly and Cody also quickly bounced back. What I like about Priest is that he is the most adequate and fearless member of the Judgment Day. And he's a very smart heavy hitter as well. He's always having amazing chemistries and matches with technicians, including the likes of Cody Rhodes. He's that heel you value and understand that he's needed as great opponent for top babyfaces. You can always count on him. While Rhodes slightly dominated most of the match, Priest had many opening spurts as well. After Cody hit first crossroads, Damian's Judgment Day friends understood that his guy can lose now, and one of them arrived, that being Finn Balor. But Balor wasn't alone. He's here to distract the referee while McDonough attempted to attack Cody but instead got punched in the face. Cody's main opponent recovered to unleash South of Heaven chokeslam for the American Nightmare to kick out. Balor called for reinforcement in form of Dominic with steel chair, but finally help arrived where Cody's tag team Uso, Jey Uso, kicked all three of those guys for their troubles, and it was enough for all three of them to run away from Jey's steel chair. Now it's truly one-on-one. And when he still do it one-on-ones, I think of beauty. Despite Priest tried to answer and hang on, Cody was simply better opponent. He finished the job with 3 crossroads to get this important victory. That's not the best match of the year candidate, but definitely a solid good Raw main event-like match. They took this excitement to big premium live event and it all worked. Nice job. Now the Judgment Day have no excuses when it comes to Cody Rhodes. They have no one to blame but themselves. Cody is just better than all of them. They are not on his level. Rating of the match is 3 and 75. In our way there is nothing left except the match we all came here for. Rebellious, confident, charismatic megastar LA Knight acting like he absolutely belongs here. Is ready to take the undisputed title away from the clutches of Roman Reigns. The challenger LA Knight doesn't care about Roman Reigns' legacy, accolades and accomplishments. But the tribal chief understands what kind of challenger he is dealing with and he knows what he has to do. He just looks to beat him and send him into a desert. LA Knight has been rocking and rolling, kicking opponent after opponent for months, and he started hot here, but when it came to the biggest dog in this company, Roman Reigns, it didn't take long until head of the table hit him with the reality check. But we all gotta give it to LA Knight. He was catching Reigns off guard throughout the entire match and he simply didn't let him to breathe. At least this is one in a million Roman Reigns matches which has high tempo with no stupid slow Roman Reigns domination. Nothing like that. LA Knight gave him run for his money. The megastar was forcing Roman to move often, making him look like a fool many times. LA Knight hit powerful neck breaker and was looking for big people's elbow, but as always he was showboating before hitting it and cost him Reigns meeting him Superman punch. Just what I said earlier. All these things worked against others, but not against Undisputed Champion. It cost LA Knight the hard way. But later he still hit massive superplex which led to this big elbow for Roman to kick out. That's where both Solo and Jimmy came from different sides to help their boss. It worked because being distracted by Jimmy Uso, LA Knight got Superman punched and speared, but his resiliency allowed him to stay in the game. Roman Reigns was frustrated and after some disrespect the guillotine game started, where Roman locked it in 3 times and LA Knight broke it 3 times on his own. Yeah. Right after that he turned Reigns around and hit blunt force trauma, and of course Roman Reigns cannot kick out of it on his own. But he barely gets saved by Jimmy Uso, who puts his leg on the rope at the very last moment. Because of this trash, LA Knight went on a rampage, making Jimmy Uso pay, but Roman obliterated him, barricade spear and one and final spear in the ring to overcome the challenger and keep the championship. The same picture every title defense. The last time he won clean by himself was probably in 2021. But this guy never gets tired of breaking the rules and using people for his greatness. But at the same time, this loss will not harm LA Knight's momentum. He made a lot of fun of Reigns throughout their feud and brought equal fight to him, surviving through a lot of damage. He didn't look like a loser here and he is still the breakout megastar of 2023. So his character should only get stronger after that. Knight can still win the Royal Rumble next year. He has the chance. Damian Priest didn't attempt to cash in, at least because his briefcase had been stolen. So everything Reigns has to do now is to get one finger up in the sky and live for months. Exactly. Rating of this one match is 3 and 75. Yeah. There aren't too many good things to say about the results of Crown Jewel. I was disappointed here many times. But at least the whole vibe, the atmosphere and event left huge impact of Fist. This same month will have Survivor Series and it promises to bring big changes as we are getting closer to a WrestleMania season. Maybe with mega returns. As for that, look at these results. They aren't big, but not every Saudi Arabia show is nice. We all know it. So let's get out this desert right away. See you yesterday. Yeah.